Okay, my name is Faiz. I'm your
Okay.
quality assurance trainer.
Okay,
So,
sir.
so I'll be assisting you in this entire session.
Five. Okay.
Well, I'll introduce myself. My name is Faiz. I have 11 plus years of experience in IT industry. I started my career as a developer in C programming, that is embedded application. Then after that, I moved to the unit testing. Then I have moved to the automation testing with different automation tool, and I was doing functional and automation testing. So I have used multiple automation tools like Test Complete, UFT or QTP, Selenium, APM, Renorex, etc. And I've used multiple programming language like C programming, VB scripting, Java scripting, Java, VB.NET, etc. So right now I am an automation architect. So where I am handling the entire manual, like manual process, this automation process, and I'm handling different automation strategies as well. So here, the quality assurance, actually, we are mainly aiming for the people who wants to step into the quality assurance field. So in terms of manual testing or automation testing or functional testing. So here we will be telling you, okay, what is the different kinds of what testing we have and what is the testing industry, and again we will help you to attend interviews. Then we'll help you to prepare your IT resumes as well. And again, like in between the course, if you have any question, you can ask me, and we can make it more interactive. So whenever if you have anything and if you feel to say something, you can express it. Okay?
Mr. Fair,
Yeah.
you said manual testing and automated testing, right? And one
Yes.
more did you what was that?
That quality assurance.
No, this falls under quality assurance, right? Manual
Yes.
testing,
Yeah.
automated
Like
testing.
okay.
Oh,
That actually we'll be coming to that. What is the different terminology we are using? So you
okay,
will be
but this is
very
what we are
clear.
going
Yeah.
to learn. This is what we are going to learn under QA.
Exactly.
Okay, so you said one more, third one. I didn't get that one.
That is development, and again, like okay, development, then automation testing, functional testing.
Functional. That's what I
Yes.
wanted. Thank you.
So do you have any other question?
Not really.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So in first module, we will be talking about the introduction to QA and software testing. So can
Do I
you
need
tell
to
me?
copy? Sorry, Mr.
Yeah.
Spice. I copy this down,
Not
or would
required. We'll be sharing it with you.
okay? Because I'm just taking the pictures of this, so of this
Okay, no
now.
problem, no problem. But still, we'll be sharing this.
Okay.
Okay. So can you tell me what do you mean by testing? What you understood the word testing in general?
Is to check if something is operating well.
Okay, great.
To make
And
like
any idea about quality assurance?
uh, yeah, it's a process, systematic process to see if what products or what you've done if it's working well.
Okay, yeah, great. You said it. So
It's,
first analysis is like, are they same or different? So that is actually we'll be taking next slide. Then next question is like, is testing a technical role? Any idea? Or do we need any technical knowledge to do this testing? So what is your opinion about that?
just kind little bit maybe, but more of a knowledge.
Okay, good. So what is projects and product? So these two terms actually coming into the IT, like the testing world. So some managers will be telling, okay, you need to work on this project, and some people will be telling you need to work on the product. So what is the difference between projects and product? So that also I'll be explaining in the next slide. Then quality assurance and quality control. Do you have any idea about quality control? So those who worked on a non-IT background, or those who worked on any factory or industry, they can understand what is quality control. So anybody have any idea?
To keep the product the same, not
Okay.
to, you know, like
Yes.
to keep,
Yes.
not to that, not to go down, run down on it. So keep it on the same level what you have.
Yes, exactly. And verification and validation. So again, in the QA, we are hearing about verify this or validate this. So what is the difference between verification and validation? Okay. Then next one is a defect or a bug. So what does it mean? What is the what do you mean by defects or bug in software testing?
Defect is a problem and bug is something expected after the product is made. Is that right? I don't know.
Okay, defects and bug, actually it is both the same name. Some people are using defects or some people are using bug. Okay, that is true. It's a issue which is happening in the software testing.
Yeah.
Okay. And what is the different team roles and responsibilities? Like what is the different levels of people that are involving in the entire quality assurance thing, and what is the role? So I'll be explaining about that. Then career options available in test engineer. What is the different options are available? Okay. And what is the opportunities and how the testing market is. Then after that, each and every module will have a couple of assignments so that you can work on that assignments before coming to the next session. And if you have any question, you can ask and ask in that forum so we can clarify it. Okay,
Yes.
good. Okay, so we'll start what do you mean by software testing? So software testing is a planned process that is used to identify the correctness, completeness, security, and quality of a software. So there are mainly four aspects. One is correctness, whether this software application is correct or not. Completeness, so whether it is completely done. Then security, so how secure this application is there any issue or is there anybody can come without authority. And the quality of software, so what is the quality? Okay, so what do you mean by quality of a software? So everybody need to involve this session, then only you can make it more interactive. So what do you feel, what do you mean by quality of a software?
How good it is.
Okay.
Product is affected or no. I mean, it doesn't have to be corrected or complete if you don't require, so it becomes good quality then, right?
Exactly. So suppose if you are installing one application in your mobile or in your laptop, and it's a chatting application, for example, and when you are trying to connect some other people, so it is not connecting or it is showing some error, or while you are talking to that or while you're doing video chat, it is not connecting properly, or it is a lot of disturbance is there. So we will not go to that application again. So if there is no quality in that application, then people will not choose that application again. So, and again, whether it is correct or not. So what is the use of software testing? So if you are not testing an application properly, then we cannot know like what under issues may come like in the real world. So I'll tell you a couple of example for like if testing is failed. So if you are using an email application, okay, and you are sending some of the mail into your friend, like you're working in a company and you are having some issues in the company, and okay, you are telling to your friend, okay, I'm facing this issue, I want to resign from this company, or I want to do something else. And instead of sending to your friend, unfortunately it is sent to your boss. So what will happen? So that kind of issue may come if you're working on the email application. So will come one level up, like if it is an embedded application, for example, automotive application. So application which is running on a car or any other automotive industry, like a truck. So it will have a lot of software inside that. It will have brake assistance, then it will have a cruise control system. So like you are traveling very fast and you found some other object in front of you, and if you are applying brake and if it is not happened, so what will happen? So the vehicle will collide because of brake failing. So if it is not tested properly, then it may fail. And another example is like aircraft controllers. So in aircraft, if something has failed while it is flying, so definitely we cannot do anything if it is on sky. So before like implementing a software in the aircraft, so we need to do a lot of testing. So in aircraft or aerospace industry, actually testing is investing more than 70% of amount they are spending for testing. So they're having an independent verification and validation team to ensure that product is working fine without any issue. They're doing lot of testing, like they're having multiple cycles for each and every testing to make sure this product is working fine. And again, like developer will be developing a software, and we need to make sure that software is as expected. So if you are taking an example of ATM machine, so if you are withdrawing some amount, so if you are withdrawing $100, so it is you are getting only $80, but in the slip it is showing like you have already taken $100. And when you're going to bank, they are telling, okay, $100 is already dispatched, so there is no, we are not finding any issues. So it may be because of the software issue. So we need to make sure the application is working perfectly as per the requirement. So there actually we need to use the testing. So testing is more very important or critical part of a software implementation. Okay.
Mr. Faiz,
Yeah.
this quality assurance is there in every industry,
Yeah.
wherever the software is, right?
Yeah, definitely. Like that is a separate part. Yeah, that is the life cycle. So we'll be talking about the software life cycle. So you can understand what and all process we are following if you are developing an application or working on a project.
Okay.
Now, what do you mean by quality assurance? So quality assurance is a planned and systematic way to evaluate quality of process. So used to produce a quality product. So we need to make sure the product is having the quality, and what is the process we are following. So software testing is we are testing for the bug or testing for the defect, whereas quality assurance we are evaluating the process is correct or not. So what is the process we are following, and the or whatever process we are doing, we need to make sure that process is uh, doing correctly. Okay. So the goal of a QA is to provide assurance that a product is meeting customer quality expectation. So customer will have some expectation. So my product should be like this. So they will be having some requirement. For example, if you are a customer, so you need to create a software that is for mobile. So you need to have some picture editor, and there you are giving lot of options like, okay, you need to make it brightness, or you need to trim this, or you need to cut some portion. So whatever options you are giving or whatever requirements you are giving, so the person who is developing the software, he need to do everything. So something is missing, then you will not accept it. So we need to make sure whatever expectation you have, everything done properly. So there we are doing quality assurance. Okay. So you got
Yes.
difference between testing and software testing and quality assurance.
Yes.
Okay, great. So our next question is like, is testing a technical role, or do we need technical knowledge? So testing plays crucial role in IT industry, but does not require any technical knowledge when come to manual testing. So the
Okay.
main focus to plan and perform functional testing from user's perspective. So that means if you are testing an application, so the end user, that means who is going to use this software, so how they will be using it, so where they will install this software. So the developer will be developing the software in one a platform that may be like Windows 7 machine or Windows XP or Windows 10 machine, and we cannot say the user will be working on only on the same platform. If some user may have Mac system, some user may have a Linux system, etc. So how it is working in different platform. So the use, that is the role of a tester. He need to test that application is working fine in different environment. or else I'm developing a web application. So developer will be checking only on one browser. It may be Internet Explorer, it may be Chrome browser. And again, the end user who is going to use this application, he may be having some other uh, browser. He may be using Firefox, or he may be using some other custom browsers, or like he might be using in a mobile. Again, if you are testing on a mobile, or if you are opening one application on a mobile, so the size will be different than the system where we are developing. So we need to make sure that application is working correctly in the mobile platform as well. So even nowadays we can see a lot of web application. When you are taking in the mobile, it may not work properly. Some drop down
Correct.
will not work. So even I saw that issues. Like they are having a very good company, and when I'm checking something from that, we are not able to select one drop down. So what will happen? Okay, if I want to buy a product, so I'm going to, for example, Amazon.com. I want to buy. So I've already bought it from my system, and after that, I need to check what is the status of delivery. So I may not go to my system again and again. I'll be checking from my mobile instead of laptop. So if I'm login from mobile, if it is not working fine, then what we will feel? Then we'll go to some other provider. Is that right? So
Yes,
there,
correct.
yeah, there the main role of testing. So again,
Testing, correct.
yeah, again, is it a technical role is required? Not exactly.
Not
Again,
really, yeah.
yeah, we are having lot of different testing. So some part of testing we may need technical knowledge, but most of the time, if it is a functional testing or if it is a manual testing, we do not need to know what is it a technology developed behind that. Okay,
So basically for manual testing, you don't need technical knowledge.
exactly, that's true.
Okay.
Like if you again, like if you're working on an application, if you're the end user, the application might be developed by using some other software. It may be JSP, it may be PHP, it may be HTML and JavaScript or Node.js. Like we are having a lot of technologies to develop one web application, but as an end user, we don't want to know, we don't want to configure anything for that, because that and all server side. So a server will be doing all this work. So end user, like how the functionality is working, whether functionality is working as expected, and is there any issue while taking different functions, or we are checking whatever like functionality it is having, we are testing in different environment and different condition. So is it working fine or not? Okay. So now what a tester need? So a tester need to have excellent communication skill, then a technical skill, leadership, quality and analytical or judgment skill, or he or she must develop out of the box critical thinking. Like he need to think out of the box, because the developer who is developing the application, he might not be thinking about some of the aspects. For example, I am accessing my website from a network which is very low. So how it is
Yes.
opening, whether it is opening properly or not. But tester may not be, I mean, a developer may not be checking it. So he's having Office network, and Office is having very good network and very fast, and he'll be developing and checking only in that system or in that network. So we need to think, okay, if I'm doing like this, what will happen? Or some people will have old mobile and they will be using old iOS version or Android version. So whether it is working properly in that, or if some people are using Windows XP machine, so if he's not at all upgraded, so we cannot say to the user, okay, you upgrade it, then only my application will work. So what he will
Correct.
say? He will say, okay, I don't want to use your application, I will use some other application. So it should not happen. So we need to think out of the box. So technical skill would need to supplemented with good domain knowledge. Okay, so again, domain knowledge is something. So what do you mean by domain knowledge?
Um,
So any idea what you mean by domain knowledge?
this is hardware,
What do you
like
mean by domain of one product?
mm,
Okay, I'm coming to that. So domain is nothing but, okay, what is the purpose of our software and what industry it will be using. For example, if I'm creating a software for a retail application, like I want to create a software for POS, point of sale. Point of sale is nothing but the billing counter of a like shopping mall or of a shop. So that domain is nothing but retail domain. Okay. Or if you are developing a software for online trading or online purchase, so again that is retail. Or if you are creating a software for flight booking, so domain is nothing but travel domain. Or if you are developing a software for bus booking or train booking, so that will be travel domain. Okay.
Domain is basically a software, right, Mr. Faiz?
Domain is nothing but the technology or the area where we are using. Like shopping, it will be yeah, shopping, it will be uh, like retail domain. Then flight application will be the travel domain. Or if you are developing a software for a pharmacy, so it will be a medical domain. Okay. If you are developing a software for learning, so it will be a learning
Okay.
domain. So you got the idea of domain.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we are having multiple domains. So when you're testing an application, like if you're testing a travel application, so travel's already having some default functionality. Like if you're searching for a flight, so what and all things need to come. So flight number, then flight name, then what is the starting time, what is the like destination time, starting point, destination point, then like one trip or single trip or round trip. So if you know idea about this, then when you're testing, so we can easily understand the functionality, whether is there any issue in the functionality or not. Okay.
Okay.
If you're having a domain knowledge of that particular software, then it would be great.
Yes. Yeah, that becomes easier.
Okay. And again, like if you're working on a database application, so it is good to have understanding of a system and application architecture.
Okay.
Or sometime, okay, we may need to have ability to write code, like if you are doing, if you are automating your application, then you need to understand what is the script we are using for that automation tool. Again, do we need to become a developer to automate? No, not exactly. So we
Not
need to
really.
yeah, we need to understand what is the code we need to use for that particular tool. So we are having multiple tools. Actually, we'll be discussing about that. First one is Selenium. So if you want to work on Selenium, you need to know what is Java, what is the basics of Java. Then if you're working on UFT, that is HP product. So UFT is using VB scripting. So you need to understand a little bit of about the VB scripting. So we need to know the basic concept of the programming language. So we'll be discussing that in the later point. Okay. So do you have any question?
Not really.
Okay, great. Now we are coming to the project and product. So what is the difference between project and a product? So a project is nothing but it is developed based on the customer requirement, and that product will be using only that customer. Okay.
Okay, like a tailor-made for the person.
Yes. Okay. For example, so we are having a Walmart. Walmart is a like a supermarket. So Walmart is coming to me and telling, okay, you need to create a software for billing. Okay. So it will be a project. So because we are creating a project for that customer, and
Yes.
they'll be giving the requirement, then he will be telling, okay, I need these many items, like I want to scan the code, I want to apply the promotion, then I want to do some like uh, credit card option, debit card option, so everything should be there. So he'll be having a lot of requirements, so based on that we'll be developing for that particular customer. So that is nothing but project.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is a product? So product is developed based on the company specification in them to use a multiple customers. So suppose I need to create a messaging app or messenger. So what and all things we need? So we need to understand like what is the market. So what and all messenger we have. So what and all things they are using, and what extra we can create. So like if I'm introducing one application to the user, then what they will be checking, okay, if it is exactly same as the existing application, they are telling, okay, I'm having that application already, why I want to use. Even like before WhatsApp is introducing, we are having lot of chatting software. Then why WhatsApp become this much famous? Reason is, yeah, they actually they're trying to get into the people, like they can configure their mobile numbers, and they're giving lot of features which accepted by the customer. But so that is a product. So
I just
yeah,
want to, Mr. Faiz, 1 minute. Product is something that what I make and I sell it to everyone. Everybody uses it, right?
yes, exactly.
I like chocolate milk.
Yeah, hi, yeah, tell me.
So no, I was just saying that product is something is already existing in a store and you buy it. Is
Okay,
that way, right?
yeah,
Anyone can use it.
okay,
Whereas project is something tailor-made. What I want, I'm asking you to make it.
exactly, that's true. So who
Okay.
just
Okay.
joined? Anybody joined now? Hello, anybody joined?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I heard someone is
Yes, even I heard that.
okay. Okay, yeah, we'll continue.
Yes.
So so now a difference between the project life cycle and product life cycle. So what do you mean by life cycle?
How long it's going to live? What levels it's going to go through? The different levels of growth.
Yes, exactly.
Chocolate milk.
Hi, who is there? Okay, okay, let's continue.
Yes.
Yeah. So life cycle is nothing but for whatever product or whatever project we are creating. So in if you are coming to the non-IT, like okay, if you are developing or building a uh, like a house, so we'll have different phases. Like okay, we need to plan what is what you're gonna build. Then we need to prepare like basement. Then we need to gather the material from different source. Then like uh, the electrical work will be doing by someone, flooring will be doing by someone else, then painting will be doing someone else. So like we need to have lot of process. Like that in software also we need to have different process to create a successful project. So coming to the project life cycle, so we will have an initialization stage. So how to start the project. Then after that we'll be doing the planning. Then we are executing based on the plan. Then monitoring and control. Then closing. So initialization will be like the company or customer will be providing the details like okay, what I want to do. So are you ready to do? Do you have the capability to do? Do you have people to do? So they'll be checking that. So that is the that is that phase. Then after
That's
that we
like
are,
one
yeah.
person going and getting the business, right? Initiating.
Yes, exactly. Because if I'm a customer, I want to develop a software. So I'll be interacting with different people. So I will be checking. I'll be evaluating whether this person
Correct.
is good. Because now, right now, we have lot of IT industries, lot of servicing company. They are giving service to the different people.
Correct.
So there actually we are doing it. Then after that we are planning. So once we got the project, so what exactly we need to do, how we need to start, and what other things we need to do. So we are preparing the documents. Then we are assigning that work to the people who like developer will be doing, the business unit will be there doing their work, developer will be doing their work, then testers will be doing their work. So we are planning everything. Then after that executing is nothing but we are like we are developing the application, then we are testing the application. then like the entire process is coming the execution. Then after that, monitoring and control. So once it is developed, then we'll be checking the whatever developed is correct or not. And once it is deployed, like is there an issue in the deploy, and we'll be getting customer feedback. Okay, whether the application is as expected or not. Then after that, closing. So project will be closed from that company. So that is nothing but project life cycle. Okay.
So when is the QA coming in the picture for this project life cycle?
So that is in the executing and
Executing
more and monitoring
on
and control. Yeah, both. So QA will be doing, like QA itself, we are having different process. So it'll be
okay,
coming in both executing and monitoring. Not only there, even planning also we are doing some QA.
okay, okay.
Okay, because we need to do verification and validation. So I'm coming to that. What you mean by verification and what you mean by validation. So you will understand where and all it will be coming. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now product life cycle. So if you want to create a product, so what we need to do, so it will be based on the market study. Okay, so what exactly we need to create, what exactly we need to develop. So if I'm putting into market, so what is the like who is going to use and how it will be using. So we need to do some market study. So for that, okay, we'll be doing market introduction. Then we'll be checking the market growth. So like, okay, we need to analyze like different software which is already available. Then what is the future of this application, those things and all we need to analyze. Then market maturity. So we'll be checking what is the maturity level of that software whatever we are creating. Then decline. So after that, we are declining or accepting that project. Okay.
Mr. Faiz, who does this marketing introduction and market growth?
Okay, that we are having separate business unit level. So that the business
Okay.
expert. So we are telling that uh, application expert people are there. So they'll be doing all the market study. Now, what is the difference between quality assurance and quality controllers? Okay, okay, quality assurance are the function of a software quality that assure the standards, process, and procedure are appropriate for the project and are correctly implemented. So in the quality assurance, we are checking the software functionality. So whatever functionality we implemented, and the then what is the standard we need to follow, whether we have given all the standards. Then like whether the project or product is created appropriately or not as per the requirement. So those kind of things actually we are checking in the quality assurance. And quality control is set of activities ensuring the quality of the product. Again, like quality control is coming just after the quality assurance. We are having a lot of activities. The quality assurance is coming correctly or not. Okay, so the goal of QC is to identify the defects after product is developed and before it is released. So once the product is done, and we need to we need to check whether the product is working good before it is released. Okay, so we are having some phase. Okay, sometime we are telling it's a beta release. So beta releases are nothing but, okay, we are like introducing a product into the market before it is going live. So in beta application, again we are giving to the end user, they'll be using it. So in the beta application we may have a lot of issues because that is not actual product. Okay, so there we are checking the quality controls.
Okay.
Any
So
question?
quality assurance is after the product is in the market, you check, and this
No,
is
no,
before that.
no. Before introducing the actual product into live. So that means once it is done, my development and testing, everything done. So again, after that, we need to certify that, okay, it is this product is good. So there we are doing the quality control.
Yes, yes. But quality assurance is the continuous process even after the product is done, right?
Yes, exactly. So we'll be doing it is continuously even, like, okay, we are having in case, okay, if you are facing some issue like after production. So we'll be
Correct.
finding out that issue and we are analyzing, okay, what happened. So like if you are using a bank application, So like if you're facing some issue, you are reporting to the bank, okay, I'm having this issue. So immediately quality assurance people or testers will be coming to that, and we are finding out, okay, what happened. So we'll be collecting some information from the customer. So what is the software they were using, and what is the oil they were using, and which country he's using. Everything we are analyzing, and based on that, we'll be testing, okay, where exactly the issue. So once we found the issue, then we are telling to developer, okay, this area you're having issue, then you need to fix it. So that is actually may happen. Okay. Now again, verification and validation. So what is the differences between verification and validation? So verification is a static practices for verifying documents, design, code, and program. Okay. So it does not involve executing the code. So it's a human-based checking of document and files. So verification used a method like inspection, review, walkthrough, and desk checking, etc. So verification is nothing but we are verifying the process or verifying the uh, documents created for the project or the design. We'll have some design document, design diagram. So we are checking whether the design is correct or not, or we are checking some code. Okay, the code standard is as per the industry standard or not. Okay, so actually it is not involving any executing the code or testing on the application, so it is not coming under the verification. So it is human based checking. So we are checking manually, like if someone is created a document that is like a requirement document, or we can create test plan, test strategy document. So for testing itself we are having a lot of documentation, or I'm creating a
But who wants phone?
hello, who is there? So can you hear me? I think he's having some issue in his line.
Yes,
Okay, yeah.
right.
So in terms of quality assurance or testing field itself, we are creating a lot of documents. So we are verifying if the document is correct or not. So we need to create test cases. So after creating test cases, we are checking the test cases are proper or not. So those kind of verifying, we are verifying the process is correct or not. That is nothing but verification. Now coming to the validation, validation is a dynamic mechanism of validating and testing the actual product. So the testing the actual product, so finding out bugs and all coming into the validation. So it is always involves the executing the code, it computer based execution of program. So validation uses method like black box testing, gray box testing, and white box testing, etc. So I'll be talking about different kind of testing later, so you can understand what is black box, what is gray box, and what is white box. Okay, so actual testing or testing of an application, it is coming in the validation. So suppose, okay, if I found a bug and if I reported a bug, then after that, if your manager is telling, okay, verify that bug, so what exactly we need to do? So we need to check the process they created for bug, like whether he's created that bug correctly, the description is provided as per the standard, and the bug like steps are giving correctly. So we are verifying the bug, whatever he generated is correct or not. Now next one, our manager is telling, hey, validate that bug. So what we need to do, we need to test that bug, okay, whether it is able to reproduce. So what time it is coming, so we are testing it. So that is the difference between verification and validation. Okay.
Those friends, I didn't realize, I didn't get very well this ratification validation.
Okay, so in the process, in the
When you say
like
manually checking the documents, what is that supposed to be like? And the box, right? You know, so I'm not getting that part.
okay, okay,
Isn't it?
so yeah, I'll explain. So if you want to create a software, so as we told, a messenger software, okay, so if you want
Yes.
to create a chat software, so first thing is like we need to draw one architectural diagram. Okay, so what
Okay.
you want, okay, I want this feature, I want the B feature, C feature, like, exactly, you're putting everything in a document. So once you
Document. Document as in like you can write it down, or is it going to be working on the computer? You're noting down the points. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, we are creating in the Word document. We are creating in a Microsoft Word document.
Word document. Basically, you're noting down the things.
Yes. So like, okay, whenever we are doing process, we need to document everything, like how we need to do that process. So what is the diagram we are going to develop? So we are writing that diagram in a document. So it may be Word document. So if you are creating test cases, it may be Excel. We are creating test cases in Excel worksheet. Okay.
Okay, I get it now.
So
I just want
we
to
are,
know that.
yeah, we need to verify whatever process that is part of the process. So if you're creating a requirement document, so document I'm giving a lot of requirement, so we'll have a lot of items like who prepared this document and when it is prepared and what is the requirement and what is the software we need to create. So this requirement document will have a lot of information. So the validation team, I mean verification team, what they were doing, like we are checking the requirement document is having whatever we need in the document. Okay.
Create a software, basically.
No, like, okay, in the, we are checking manually, we are opening that document and we are verifying the items. Got it?
Yes.
So
This
suppose
is all required to make a software for any for a product or
project, yeah.
for a, right? So
Yeah.
this is what we are going to document once we get a sale or something, what they want.
Yes. So, like whatever we are, so what is the use of documentation? So I'm coming to that. Then only you can understand well. So suppose, okay, if you are working on a project or a product that is like 3 years long, okay. So you already pitch into that, and you are a tester, and you are creating a lot of test cases for that. So if you
Yes.
create a test case in your own way and you put some word, so it is not like not sure you will be working the entire 3 years. So if you are moving out of the company or out of the organization, or you got a better opportunity in different company, then you will go there. So
Correct.
whoever coming to that project again, then he need to
Know what
take,
is
yeah, he need to continue the work whatever uh, you were working. So he'll be continuing that work. So for that,
I get.
whatever you are creating, it should be in a proper manner. So you need to align, like if you're creating a test case, what and all there in the test case, we'll have a description, we'll have an expected result, we'll have actual result, we'll have test data, those things and all need to write. So we are having a standard to create a test case. So that will be documented and we need to verify the document. Got it?
Yes, I
So
got it.
same thing for developers also. For if I'm developing a software, so before developing I need to understand what software I need to create. So it will be documenting in a Word document. So it may be using some other software instead of Word. They're having some online tool to create the requirement. So we need to check whatever we need for the requirement, or whatever there in the requirement. We need to understand everything is there properly aligned. And again, like, okay, sometime what is happening, okay, I'll tell you one bug. Okay, so I'm developing I'm creating a document for test plan. So test plan should have a name like test plan, then project name, created date, modified date, approved by. Suppose I missed that created by, approved by, and date. Okay. So
Yeah,
then the quality the quality assurance team will be verifying it. Okay, do you have that column? So that column is not there, so that is a defect. But
I
that
get
is, yeah, that is not defect of the application, but the defect of the process. Got it? Okay, right.
it. Okay. So you need a QA for verification also. That's what you mean to say.
Exactly. So
To
QA, no, QA process is the verification. Testing is nothing but we are testing the application. So again, QA will be doing the verification and testers will be doing the validation.
Okay.
But again, the both QA and testers may be like same team in some of the project, and if it is a big project, we may have a different team.
Okay.
And again, in the aerospace industry, we are having IV and V. We are telling the name as IV and V. That is independent verification and validation team. So for that, okay, QA will be having different team, testers will be having different teams. Again, the testing process will have, again, we are retesting that also different team. So we will have the multiple teams for doing the testing alone. Reason is we need to make sure it is like the quality and it is bug free. Like it should not happen something when it is went to live. because if that software is failure, it will become a big disaster. Like if flight is flying and then like the control is not working and you are not able to land, so while landing it will eject the landing gear. Landing gear is nothing but it is having a wheel, and the wheel should be open. So in case while landing the flight, wheel is not open, then what will happen? So those kind of thing actually we need to verify many times in different conditions, multiple times, then only we need to make sure it is working fine. Okay. So you got idea about verification, validation, and QA and testing?
Yes.
All of you? I think others are not coming to that conversation. So you can also jump. Question? See you?
Yeah, yeah, I'm getting it.
So do you have any question so far?
So far, no.
So we are good to go. And see you?
Yes, I'm
Yeah,
good to go.
we are good.
Okay, great. Okay, now we are coming to the software life cycle. Now, what do you mean by SDLC and STLC? Okay, SDLC is nothing but software development life cycle. STLC is nothing but software testing life cycle. So our development life cycle is separate, and we are making a testing life cycle is separate, because software team will be separate and testing team will be separate. Okay. So again, here we are getting the verification and validation. So again, in the verification thing, software development life cycle is coming into the picture. So first thing is like business requirement analysis. Okay. So business requirement is nothing but what exactly we need to create. So what, like it will have the design document, flow chart, all those things will be there in the business requirement. So in the business requirement itself will have multiple documents. Okay. So business requirement analysis is nothing but we are analyzing the business, like the software business. So what exactly we want to do for that software. Then after that, software requirement analysis. So whenever you want to create a product or project, so we need to analyze what kind of softwares we required. So if I want to create a Java application, then I may need one Java IDE to create, that is integrated development environment to create. And if I'm creating a Microsoft application, I may need some Microsoft tool to create it. And if I'm creating some web application, then I may need one HTML editor or JavaScript editor or VB script editor, etc. So there we are analyzing what under software we need, so software requirement analyze. Then design, high level design. So we are telling like high level, and there are two design. One is high level design and low level design. Okay. So high level design will have, we are designing different modules, like what under difference, I mean what under modules we need to create. So if we are developing a software in software development, like the entire software may not be doing with one person. If it is a big software like banking software or retail software, so if I want to create a software for Walmart, for example, so in the POS itself will have lot of different functionality. So like swiping the product will be one functionality, swiping the card will be another functionality, applying coupon will be another functionality, then return policy will be another functionality, then like deliver to home, that is another functionality. So we'll have multiple functionality, and the high level designing, like we are just designing what under functionality we have. Okay. So suppose, okay, what is the entire structure, and we'll get the high level details of that software. Now coming to the low level designing. So in the low level designing, like we are expanding that entire thing. Like, okay, if I want to swipe a product, so what exactly I need to do? So whenever I'm swiping the product, I need to categorize it. Okay, what type of product it is, and what is the quality? Sorry, what is the quantity? How many numbers of product I'm purchasing? Then what is the price? So if there any discount, so what is the discount? So how can I apply the discount? So once the bill is generated, so how much tax I need to put? So what is the calculation of tax? So all those things, okay, we are, so we will get a bigger picture of each and every document. Okay. So we need to verify these are all documents. We are creating a documents. We are not coming to the actual product designing in this blue color slide, blue color column boxes. Okay. So here we are verifying. So verification, how we are doing, like we are verifying from design document first, then we are low level design document first, then we are verifying high level design document, then we are verifying the software requirement, then we are verifying the business requirement. So low level design document will be verifying based on the high level. High level design will be verifying based on the software requirement. Then it will be verifying based on the business requirement. Okay. So this is the software development life cycle. And again here validations also coming. So validation, like okay, once a design is done, okay, we are checking the code. So you can see in the right hand side the validation. So coming to the green, so that is nothing but software test life cycle. So in the software test life cycle, we are checking the UAT, user acceptance testing, and test planning, and the PUAT test cases. So user acceptance testing actually we are doing in this phase. Then after that, system testing, and we are creating system test plan. So in the left hand side, this is the process. Right hand side, this is the activities what we are doing. Okay. So in the UAT test planning, we are doing acceptance testing. Okay. Then system test plan, we are doing system testing. Then integration test plan and test cases preparation, we are checking the integration testing. Unit testing, we are doing the unit testing and test cases. We are creating unit testing cases in this left hand side, and we are doing the validation in the unit testing. So everything like this model is, we are called V-shape model. Okay. So software V model. So at the end, coding is coming. So like the coding part will be both SDLC and STLC. Both will be coming into the coding. Okay. So what do you mean by UAT? So user acceptance testing, like we are checking this software is acceptable or not. So first thing is like we need to create a document for that. Then after that, once we created user acceptance document, then we need to create the system test plan and test cases. We'll be creating the test cases after that. Then once we created system test cases, then we are creating integration test cases. Okay. Once we created integration test cases, we are creating the unit test case and unit testing test cases. So once coding is done, after that we are testing the unit testing. Okay. Actually, whenever we are doing unit test planning, we are not checking the acceptance testing, because in this phase application may not be available. So application available only after preparing all those things. So we will be preparing all the document before application is ready. So once application is ready, so initially what we are doing, unit testing. So unit testing is nothing but it is a white box testing. Okay. White box testing is nothing but if you want to test the software code. Are you following me, or I'm going fast?
No, I'm a little bit lost, but I'm just trying to connect here.
Okay, good.
Well,
So if you're not able to follow, you can immediately jump and tell me. Okay.
no, I'm trying to understand by myself.
Okay,
So you
good.
can go ahead.
Yeah. So once code is done, then we are checking the unit testing. So unit testing is a white box testing. That is nothing but we are checking the code. So is there any issue in the code? And code is having like, is there any infinite loop, or is there any unreachable code? And what is the structure of code? All those things actually we are checking in the unit testing. So normally in the software like small scale industry, unit testing is doing by the developer itself. It's not coming to the tester. But whereas if it is embedded application like aerospace application, so we are having a separate team for unit testing. So unit testing, we need to understand the coding standard, and developers, we need to have development experience, then only we can do the unit testing.
Right. Okay.
Then once unit testing is over, then integration testing. So there will be the developers will be generating different modules. So they'll be integrating that modules together. So whether we need to check that integration is done properly or not. So there integration testing is coming. Okay. So once everything integrated, so it will become a entire software. So system testing is nothing but we are checking the entire functionality of the software. Okay, so it will be after integration testing, and we are making sure integration is done properly, then we are coming to the system testing. Now the system testing is done, like system everything working properly and everything as defined, then we are coming to the acceptance testing. So how user is accepted, so how can accept the user, so what and all user expectation, high level, so everything we are doing acceptance testing. Okay, so
Yes.
this is the life cycle, like software development life cycle or software test life cycle. So this is the process actually we are following. And again, like it is not mandatory like all projects should have the same process, so they may have its own process. So what is the drawback of this process is like, okay, we need to do some UAT test planning initially. Once it is completed, then only we are doing the system plan. Once it is completed, then only we are doing the integration test plan. Once it is done, then we are doing the unit test case plan. Then after that, coding is doing. So it is actually little bit lengthy process, so project will take for a long. But benefit is like, okay, in case if you want to do some modification in the project, or do you want to add some functionality, then it is easy because everything properly documented, everything properly done. So anybody can come into that project and easily understand so what they have done, what and all things they have done, and where exactly I want to add that component. So it is easy to understand. So that is what, like very big projects and all, they might be following the V model. But right now we are having agile model. So agile model is nothing but everything quick. So whenever I want to do some software, some web application, so I'll be just doing everything simultaneously. So there agile is coming to the picture. So we'll be talking about agile model later. Okay, so any question do you have?
No, so Mr. Faiz, you were telling us that it's a big project. You'll have this different departments, and for this you require testing, right? Accordingly.
Exactly, so everything will be a separate department. It may be, again, it is, yeah.
No, like what you said, verification we did. So what you have to do, how to get the business, and how you do it, the
Yes,
layout of it. Then you have these different departments making this software,
yes,
right?
yeah,
Like system testing and integration testing, unit testing. So all these people, all the departments need a testing person
exactly.
separately, but
But
only for unit testing, the software person can do it, developer can do it. You said.
exactly. So again, testing
Yeah.
will be coming everywhere. So we are having different testing, like we are having manual testing, then we are having unit testing. So unit testing is nothing but we are checking, because we need to make sure everything coming as per the standard or as per the expectation. Okay,
Okay.
but department will be different. Like as I
Correct.
told, like integration and system testing will be doing manual testers. Acceptance testing may be using a business unit people. Unit testing may be using an independent developer team, and coding will be another developer, or the both will be doing the same team. So like again, that is dependent upon the project, so size of the project or how critical that project is.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I get it.
And again, in the software development life cycle also, we may have multiple people, like business requirement will be doing by the business unit, then software requirement might be doing by the software architectures, and high level design also might be doing with the architectures. The low level design will be doing the software engineers. So we are having different levels of people for everything. Okay.
Okay. Software engineer call for this people who make this whole software. This what you just gave us the layout.
Yeah, they were doing the coding of that or developing the application. So they're software engineers, or we are telling developers.
Okay.
But again, in IT industry, even testers are also calling us a software engineers, because engineering work is like, if it is coding, developing, or testing, both are software. I mean engineering work. So both are working on software. So some companies are calling software engineers for both developers and testers. But again,
Okay.
some differentiation that is based on the company standard. So we may have a software analyst for developers, test analyst for testers, or sometimes we
Okay.
are calling as a developer analyst and like a quality assurance analyst.
Okay.
Okay. So any question on this slide? So we're good to go?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So that's all for this session. So do you have any question?
No, I think we're good. So do we have any homework to do, like something
Yes.
to?
So I'll be sharing the links, like what and all, where and all we need to go. So you can go through that links, like what is the training details and knowledge based information and knowledge based link, and you can go there and you can understand what and all things are there. Then like you can analyze, okay, what and all service provided by this website. So if you have anything, you can come back to me.
We have to just go through this. That's it.
Yes, yes. And next one is like, okay, you can analyze, okay, you need to find out some examples for the product and project. So I'll give you some examples. So I have already created it.
Give me the website, sir, again. I just like this one. 1 second. Let me just take a picture. Just.
It is a link. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll send you through email. Do one thing. Can you type your email in the chat so I can send it?
Yeah.
Okay. So got it. Okay. Sure. So we were talking about the product and project. So some of the example I'll give you here. So if you're working on Google, so Gmail or Google Drive will be as a product. Okay. So like they're producing, like Google is having a lot of product like Google Chrome, Gmail, Drive, uh, Google Photos, etc. So that under product for Google. So if you're coming to the project, so if you're getting a work from Bank of America, or if you're getting an e-commerce project like Amazon.com. So Amazon need to create a new functionality for that application. So they'll be approaching you and telling, okay, I want to create this piece of software, piece of functionality. So that may be like for their own use. So we don't want to analyze, okay, what the end user will be doing, and we don't want to modify. Maybe we can suggest, so that is different criteria. But Amazon will be doing all those things, okay, what exactly they want to do, and they'll be coming to us and they're telling, okay, I want this software. Or Bank of America, so they want to create some online portal for transactions. So they'll be coming, okay, I want this transaction need to do, and you need to create a functionality for that in my application. So we are creating it. Okay. So maybe you can analyze also what is the different areas. So what is the difference between product and project? And again, like you can tell me like difference between the quality assurance and testing. So what and all testing, which area testing is coming, which area quality assurance is coming. Okay. So do you have any other question?
No.
Okay, great. So you can went through the slide once again, and if you have any question, then you can ask me in the next session. The question?
So this is what we have to find out: product and project.
Yes. So you can come up with multiple examples so that we can check whether it is a product or project.
Thank you very much. Have a good
Thank
night.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Good night.
Thank you.